The Independent Counsel of Funk was a revolutionary underground movement birthed during the violent days of the 1968 Paris uprisings. The brainchild of then Prime Minister Georges Pompidou, the council was spawned within the shadows of the Sorbonne, the bastard child of the Direction Centrale des Renseignements Généraux and J. Edgar Hoover's lawless FBI. Their plan? To weaponize 4 radical spies by launching a deviant and debauched underground band so offensive to middle-class values that the toxic combination of their shocking musical sensibilities on stage and their licentious behavior off would redirect the Marxist rage then exploding across Paris and rechannel it instead deep below the left bank's smoking streets. Beneath those burning boulevards, revolutionaries suddenly roiled in a subterranean soiree even more scandalous than revolution, while being offered a steady stream of depraved indignities. Within weeks of de Gaulle fleeing Paris and the Independent Council of Funk first plugging in their battered amps, the toppling of France's Fifth Republic suddenly seemed passé, and as gauche as choosing to browse through your uncle's Pat Boone collection while Western civilization burned. The band's multitudinous crimes against humanity were so scandalous during those 18-minute sets that exploded before horrified would-be revolutionaries that no audience member dared mention the band's name even once safely above ground. It was deep within those darkened and dank hollows, hidden below Paris's glittering lights, that a code was forged that remained unbroken even with the passing of the most indiscreet of generations. The first rule of the Independent Council of Funk is that you do not talk about the Independent Council of Funk. So successful was the council's promoting of bourgeoisie values that the band spent the next decade fomenting revolution behind the Iron Curtain. Those history-bending romps were funded in large part by the Trilateral Commission, the Bilderberg Group, and an uneasy alliance of Central American beet farming cooperatives. As a pre-punk 4-piece ensemble, the band's sound was supersonic. As a disrupting force against Marxist and neo-Nazi regimes, the ICF acted more as a sledgehammer than gentle persuader. By 1978, the band members had grown bored of the punk revolt it had invented in underground clubs on both sides of the English Channel. The council turned its focus instead to creating a new disrupting musical genre that critics would years later describe as rap. The council's most tumultuous Eastern European tour ended on September 10, 1980, inside a rusting Gdansk shipyard. 1 week later, Solidarity was born. Within a decade, the Soviet Union would collapse, and with its demise, the Independent Council of Funk would break up, a victim of its own remarkable success. The bandmates scattered across Europe and America, taking on assumed names, and ultimately becoming responsible for an astounding 237 #1 hits and more gold records than the Beatles, Elvis Presley, and C.W. McCall combined. But the ICF's remarkable extended run ended abruptly in 2015, when the Bilderberg Group, in a disastrously ill-fated decision, voted to move the band's current catalog into the hands of a bland cable news host. Within months, democratic norms were being shattered from Warsaw to Washington. Then last year, in a shocking first-of-its-kind joint communique between the Trilateral Commission, the Bilderbergs, and the United Beet Farmers Federation of Central America, also known as UBFFCA, it was announced that the Independent Council of Funk would reveal its existence to an unsuspecting world in an urgent effort to stem the spread of anti-democratic regimes, while artificially propping up depressed beet prices on commodity exchanges worldwide. The resulting madness of this shocking move will be the exposing of a band that has silently changed world history, while repeatedly wiping clean the slate of popular music. They are your idols. They are everything you once wanted to be. They are the embodiment of every band your parents feared and would fear once again, were they not playing shuffleboard in a Boca retirement community. They are revolutionaries. They are freaks. They are the Independent Counsel of Funk.